Hello to each and every one of you and welcome to Steven Sir Makes It Easy. So very quickly before I get started and I tell you the aim of today's lecture, a quick reminder क्योंकि आजकल आप इतने information से bombarded होते हो that you tend to forget. Okay, we do have social media handles of Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. You can get connected social media handles, and for the PDF requirement of all the questions that are going to be discussed, there is a Telegram channel given above. Please do join it. Also, during these course of lectures, the textbook from which the questions are being taken, whether they are the illustration or whether they are from the question bank, the link for the purchase of that textbook, if it is required by you, will be provided in the description below. And also, for a quick reminder, if you have missed out the previous lecture, right above me a card will pop up. You can always click on that and get connected to the previous lecture. So what's the aim for today is for me to explain to you not the basics of not-for-profit organization, which I already have covered up the last time that I took a lecture, but is to teach you how do you prepare a receipt and payment account. Before that, a very quick recap as to what did I do last time. I discussed the difference between a trading organization and a non-trading organization, which is a not-for-profit organization. So you should understand that a not-for-profit organization has the aim of service. They don't have a factory, they don't manufacture biscuits, they don't manufacture electronics. No, they provide service to their own members or to the general public. Okay, they have certain features, they are made, they are formed in the form of a charitable trust or societies, and they are run by a managing committee or a trust which is appointed from the entire members through a voting system. Then I did mention that there are millions of not-for-profit organizations in the country of India, and they employ many million more people. There were a few well-known like, okay, I did mention or through examples of the value of certain religious organizations in India, that the amount of money involved in these is a lot, because they receive a lot of national and international donations. Because there is such a lot of money involved, the trustees are accountable, the managing committee is accountable to explain how that money has been utilized, how were the donations utilized. So keeping a record of all of this becomes extremely important. In pictorial form, these were some very Today, the agenda is which I told you last time. I also gave you an example of receipts and payments given in it. Today, let me continue the teaching by giving you some features of first. On the debit side, we always see receipts, or this says receipts and payments, money coming, and payments. For which year is this receipt? Okay, meaning this income belongs to which year, because it will look the same. Interest on investment, interest on investment, interest on investment. It will not exactly and clearly tell you that if somebody comes and tells you, sir, this is your interest on investment, you will take it. Why? Because money is coming in. But if it is last year's pending interest on investment, you will not refuse. नहीं नहीं नहीं, last year आपको ये देना चाहिए था. No, पैसे हैं ले लो, पैसे आए हैं ले लो. कौन से साल का है उससे कोई लेना देना रिसिप्ट एंड पेमेंट करता नहीं है. सो कौन से साल के साथ, टू विच ईयर इज दिस रिसिप्ट कनेक्टेड, टू विच ईयर इज दिस पेमेंट कनेक्टेड, that is not a distinguishing factor in receipts and payment account. If it is money, it is taken. It may belong to the last year, current year or the next year. Payment, it may be a payment of the last year, current year or the next year. But any year's money coming in is written on the receipt side. Any year's money going out is written on the payment side. Third, whether it is a capital item or a revenue item, both are written in the receipt and payment account. Very quickly, okay, sir, capital and revenue का मतलब क्या है? If you purchase a mobile, that is a capital expense. It's only done once. You don't buy it. Monday को चल मूड आया, एक मोबाइल खरीदता हूँ. अरे वेडनेसडे को मूड बदल गया, दूसरा मोबाइल खरीदता हूँ. Generally, people don't do that. They buy it once and they use it for multiple years. But the recharge, the internet recharge, the data recharge is done every month. Normally, that is a revenue expense. So, normally, capital expenses are one time, but revenue expenses are again and again and again. But in receipt and payment account, capital one time, that is non-recurring, and recurring expenses, which are revenue, both are written together. There is no distinction done between them. Okay, and the next one, that non-cash items, example, depreciation. Okay, rent is what? It's a cash item, meaning you pay someone rent. You take money from your pocket, you pay. You take money, you pay salary. You take money, you pay for printing, postage, electricity. You don't pay depreciation. So depreciation is a non-cash item. You will never ever see depreciation in a receipt and payment account, because receipt means cash coming in and payment means cash going out. If it is non-cash, if somebody promises मैं कल तुझे पैसे दूंगा, that's receivable. हाँ, तो वो कल आएगा ना. आज receipts and payment में वादा, promise नजर आने वाला नहीं है. Non-cash items, whether it is payable items or receivable items, okay, or depreciation, do not appear in receipt and payment account. Okay, all of this in a much better format when we actually solve our question. It is always my request that I will give you an idea about the solution. You can always treat these lectures to be play and pause, play and pause, play and pause. So you pause the lecture, which is very much possible on the YouTube platform. You prepare the format and then accordingly you can join me during the solution. Okay, behind me is example 1. Okay, the page number may be different if the edition of the textbook does change, so the page number may be different, but normally example 1 आपको ये मिलेगा. हाँ, what is mentioned in this? Summary of cash transactions of Golden Cricket Club. There's a long list, and in this long list you have to think that I am the cricket club. पैसा कहाँ कहाँ से आएगा, पैसा कहाँ कहाँ पे जाएगा, and for that you have to prepare a receipt and payment account. Debit, credit, cash coming in, cash going out. So I repeat, what are we in example 1 learning today? How do you prepare a receipt and payment account? Well, all the best for you for learning and for me for teaching. So here goes. I will switch between the question and the answer. So both are alternatively visible on the screen and I will be permanently visible on the screen. So we start right from above. Cash in hand on April 1, 2014. Now what is April 1, 2014? That's the first day. कैश इज एन एसेट, हमेशा डेबिट साइड पे आएगा। उसी के नीचे एक और है कैश एट बैंक, बैंक भी तो एसेट है, बैंक ओवरड्राफ्ट लाइबिलिटी है बट बैंक एसेट है। ये दोनों डेबिट साइड पे बैलेंस दिखना चाहिए। सो इफ दिस फॉर्मेट इज रेडी, you can start to write on the receipt side, that is the debit side. The first line, cash in hand 1st April 2014 20,000 and cash at bank 1st April 2014 35,000. Okay, this is not receipt of payment, this is tha. There are three things that happen with cash. एक, कैश आया, दो, कैश गया, तीन, था, पहले से था। हाँ, बैलेंस का मतलब वो होता है था, किधर गया नहीं। हाँ, पहले दिन पे था, दैट इज ओपनिंग बैलेंस, लास्ट दिन पे था, दैट इज क्लोजिंग बैलेंस। ओपनिंग कम्स ऑन द डेबिट साइड एंड क्लोजिंग लेटर ऑन विल कम ऑन द क्रेडिट साइड। ओके, सो लेट्स अगेन स्विच क्वेश्चन। सब्सक्रिप्शन, व्हाट इज दिस? मेंबर ने पैसे दिए, फीस, membership fees, it is a receipt, so it must come on the receipt side. But if you see, sir, there are 3 years given, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16. What does this mean? Some members paid the last year's membership fees, many paid for the current year, and a few paid in advance for the next year. When you are a cashier, you accept because last year's subscription, current year's subscription and next year's subscription, वो तो सेम 2000 का नोट दिखता है, वो तो सेम 500 का नोट दिखता है, वो तो सेम 100 का नोट दिखता है, करेंसी नोट तो सब सेम ही लगता है। देयर इज नो डिस्टिंक्शन बिटवीन एनी ईयर। एवरी ईयर्स सब्सक्रिप्शन इज मनी कमिंग इन, you have to write on the receipt side. So I repeat, it is which years, that doesn't matter. Receipt says पैसा आया, लिखो। तो चलो लिखते हैं तीनों साल का एक एक करके on the receipt side. Subscription received. So you can always show which years. 13, 14, 30,000. 14, 15, 2,25,000, which is the current year, and the next year. Some people pay in advance 10,000, the total of which is 2,65,000. Okay, let me quickly go back to the question. Donation for building. There are many people who come to the school or the college or the mandir, masjid, gurudwara and they say ये पैसे रखो एंड ये पैसे से आप एक नई बिल्डिंग बना सकते हो, या आपके बिल्डिंग को आप थोड़ा और बड़ा कर सकते हो, आपके हॉस्पिटल को आप थोड़ा बड़ा कर सकते हो. तो इट इज मनी कमिंग इन, डोनेशन फॉर बिल्डिंग. Therefore, I must write it on the receipt side, and that's exactly what I'm doing. This is called a specific donation. Okay, इस पे थोड़ी चर्चा ज़्यादा होगी in upcoming lectures. This is called as a specific donation. Next, entrance fees. If you have new members, they pay entrance fees. At least एक बार तो भरते ही है ना at the very beginning. हाँ, so this is again a receipt. पैसे आ रहे हैं तो receipt side पे लिखेंगे. पैसे आने के बहाने अलग अलग रहते हैं, पैसे आएंगे तो रिसिप्ट साइड पे आना चाहिए. 23,000. देन कम्स लाइफ मेंबरशिप फीस. कुछ लोग के पास में पैसे ज्यादा होते हैं, उनको हर जनवरी, फरवरी, मार्च पैसे नहीं देने हैं, वो एक साथ में ही दे देते हैं. ओके, तो उसको कहते हैं लाइफ मेंबरशिप फीस. रिसिप्ट, पैसे आ रहे हैं. सो ऑन द रिसिप्ट साइड 20,000. Next, printing and stationery. Now do not say पैसे आ रहे हैं, because अगर आप प्रिंट आउट निकालो दुकान में जाके या नोटबुक, पेन, पेंसिल खरीदो, स्टेशनरी, तो पैसे जाएगी. मनी विल गो आउट. सो इट इज अ पेमेंट. सो लेट मी Next, lighting, it's an expense, money goes out. So on the payment side, lighting 26 to 50. Rates and taxes you paid to certain departments of the municipality, 17,000, it's a payment. Rates and taxes 17,000. If I am a little bit faster, you can always pause, write everything and then continue. Telephone charges 2600, payment होगा telephone charges 2600. Next, postage and courier, not for profit organizations, in order to remind people to give donations so that they can do their services. Okay, they can continue to provide their services. They do send a lot of reminders to many people. So postage का काफी खर्चा हो जाता है पेमेंट साइड पे. Postage and courier 2000. Next, wages and salaries, खर्चा है, पेमेंट साइड पे आएगा 88,000. नेक्स्ट, इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम, खर्चा है, पेमेंट साइड पे आएगा. खर्चा है तो पेमेंट साइड पे आना चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर आपने प्रॉमिस किया है टू पे तो वो नहीं आएगा. इफ यू हैव पेड इट, इट विल अपीयर. Interest on government securities, it's interesting. Why? Government securities is your investment. आपने गवर्नमेंट में पैसे निवेश किए हैं, इन्वेस्ट. हाँ, तो इंटरेस्ट आएगा ना, आप इंटरेस्ट कमाते हो, खर्चा नहीं होता है, कमाते हो, तो ये रिसिप्ट साइड पे आएगा. Okay, so on the receipt side, interest on government securities 18,000. Next, locker rent, again a little bit of a confusing item. Please note, you are the sports club, Golden Cricket Club, so you will have lockers which you will rent it to the cricket players so that they can keep their sports kits. Okay, they can keep their jerseys, they can keep their sports footwear etc. तो लॉकर रेंट आपको मिलता है, आप पे नहीं करते. ओके, ये आपकी कमाई है. कोई भी जिम्नेजियम में लॉकर होता है ना, सो इट इज एन इनकम. सो ऑन दी रिसिप्ट साइड, लॉकर रेंट 42,000. मैंने स्पेसिफाई किया रिसीव, तो वो क्लियर्ड है, वो पेड नहीं है. देन purchase of government securities, if you're purchasing something you will have to pay money, so money will go out. Okay, so it's a payment 2 lakhs. Purchase of government securities 2 lakh rupees. So these are the list of receipts and payments. Now what remains, बच क्या गया? कैश इन हैंड, तो ये है बैलेंस, बट डेट पढ़ लो March 31st. अच्छा, सो दिस इज ऑन द लास्ट डे 23,400 कैश बैलेंस, एंड दिस इज कैश एट द बैंक ऑन द लास्ट डे 70,000. सो जनरली जब आप अकाउंट को, दिस अकाउंट रिसिप्ट एंड पेमेंट को बंद करते हो, you find the closing balance, but in this question they have ready-made given. So thank you. What is that missing number? But fortunately for this one, में कैपिटल and revenue. That definition appears here. That is obviously related to textbook. Switch from the so if you don't have a textbook, prepare now March 31st 2017, so it begins in 16. Okay, now is the list, a left list and a right list. Okay, we have to convert it to receipts. $1,000 and cash at bank on 1st April 2016 7,200. I would always encourage you, I would always remind you कि solve with me. Okay, that is the accountancy is not a theoretical subject where you only listen and don't do anything. No, you write. It's a practical subject. It has to be written for better understanding to prevail in your mind. Next, subscription collected, fees, members से जो fees आया, 3 अलग अलग साल के fees आए हैं, but receipt and payment में कोई फर्क नहीं गिरता, पैसे आए ना, लिख लो, हाँ, 15-16, 16-17 and 17-18. 17-18 is the next year, future tense, but 500, 7,600 and 900 is cash coming in. So I'm writing on the receipt side. Received or collected. 15-16, 500. 16-17, 7,600 and for the next year 900. Some members pay in advance क्योंकि कभी कभी उन लोगों को थोड़ा डिस्काउंट मिल जाता है तो वो एडवांस में ही पे कर लेते हैं 9,000. Next, sale of refreshment. See, it's a sports club. स्पोर्ट्स क्लब में स्पोर्ट्स खेलने के बाद में थकते रहेंगे तो जूस, समोसा, वड़ा पाव, टी, कॉफी, ओके, रिफ्रेशमेंट. तो व्हेन द रिफ्रेशमेंट इज सोल्ड फ्रॉम द कैंटीन मनी कम्स इन, तो पैसे आते हैं. तो रिसिप्ट साइड पे सेल ऑफ रिफ्रेशमेंट, आप कुछ भी बेचो पैसे आएंगे 1,000. नेक्स्ट, entrance fees received. New members join, they pay entrance fees 1,000. Money coming in, entrance fees received 1,000. Next, sale of old sports material. Okay, आप जो बेचना है बेचो, पैसे आएंगे ना, ज्यादा नहीं आएंगे तो कम आएगी, but money will come in. So 1,200 old sports material, so maybe old cricket bats, old season ball, old badminton rackets, depend upon what sports is being played. 1,200. Next, donation for pavilion. It's a sports club, there will be a ground, there will be various pavilions. If you have watched cricket matches, if you have watched football matches, okay, always there are big stadiums and different pavilions are named behind maybe cricketing greats if it's a cricket stadium, okay, or when some people in Gujarat, which is the biggest in the world as far as sitting capacity is concerned, and one end is called as the Adani end and the other is called as the Ambani end. Q, they were not former cricketers but they donated. सो व्हेन दे डोनेटेड, उनका नाम याद रखने के लिए ऐसे पवेलियन में दिया गया। तो पैसे आते हैं ना, और काफी बड़ी मात्रा में पैसे आते हैं। हाँ, तो रिसिप्ट साइड पे आ गया, पवेलियन के लिए जो पैसा मिला है 4600, रेंट पेड 3000, खर्चा है, पेमेंट साइड पे लिखेंगे 3000। नेक्स्ट, स्पोर्ट्स मटेरियल परचेसेस, जस्ट लाइक ओल्ड स्पोर्ट्स मटेरियल वाज सोल्ड, नया खरीदोगे ना, सो दैट द गेम कैन बी प्लेड विद अ न्यू क्रिकेट बॉल। ओके, 4800 खर्चा है, पेमेंट साइड पे आएगा 4800। नेक्स्ट, परचेस ऑफ रिफ्रेशमेंट 600. So it's a payment, because whatever you sell is a receipt, but whatever you purchase you have to pay. Purchase of refreshment 600, it's a payment. Expenses for maintenance of tennis court. Okay, so every stadium, every pitch has to be maintained, तो खर्चा करना पड़ता है ना, so 2000 rupees. Expenses for maintenance of tennis court, if it doesn't fit in one line, write in 2 lines, no complaints, कोई complain नहीं करने वाला, 2000. Then salary paid, खर्चा है, you have got a staff working, whether there is a match or whether there is no match, the staff has to constantly keep on working, 2500. So you have a ground staff that takes care of the ground and the stadium. Tournament expenses, different tournaments are organized. If it's a cricket club, cricket tournaments, if it's a tennis club, a badminton club, a chess club, a carom club. Okay, so there are so many games, so there can be different tournaments, so that participation can be encouraged. तो खर्चा तो होता ही है. Tournament expenses 2400. नेक्स्ट, फर्नीचर परचेस्ड, नया फर्नीचर खरीदोगे पैसे देने पड़ेंगे, क्योंकि फ्री का तो मिलता नहीं है. फर्नीचर परचेस्ड 1500. ऑफिस एक्सपेंसेस 1200. खर्चा, किधर का भी खर्चा हो, खर्चा मीन्स मनी गोइंग आउट, 1200. and we are almost ending. Next item is closing cash in hand, so that is cash balance on the last day, 400. Cash in hand on 31st March. When you balance this, it doesn't match, so the receipt side comes to 25,000 and you get a difference on the payment side, 600. क्या है? See, you started with cash balance and bank balance, so you should end with cash and bank balance. Cash balance तो आ गया 400. This is assumed to be the bank balance, क्योंकि बैंक में ऐसा नहीं कि पूरा जीरो हो जाएगा. Will be some money available. It was not given, it is found out as a balancing figure. So I repeat myself, please do participate during the lecture, obviously not during the live lecture, but whenever you are watching it as per your time availability, play, pause, so you can always work out and solve with me. That is the best form of practice. Let's not keep this subject a oral subject, but a practice subject. Okay, this is it for me for today. I will meet you very soon with the continuing series for the lectures of not-for-profit organizations. Whenever I start that lecture, I will always let you know what is the format for that particular lecture. You can always pause, prepare the format and join me for the solution. Okay, this is it for me for the day. Good day to all of you. God bless. Do remember the textbook from which the sums are being, the problems are being solved, for the purchase of that, if you do intend to purchase it, the link for that is provided in the description below, and the Telegram channel will be having the PDF version of these questions also. Till that time, good day, God bless. Take care of you and your loved ones. Bye for now.